Hi, this is 365801, and this is going to be a reading vlog. So today is the 1st of October. Happy October. I'm not quite finished Dark Walker. Now, Dark Walker was one of the books. I only had two I had to read in September for the Buzzword Readathon for the word dark, and I did start this quite a few times during the month. Every once in a while I'd be like picking it up and read a couple of pages and then get bored and distracted, which kind of shows what kind of feeling I have for it. It's not like it's not an easy read, it's just not a very engaging read. It's a yaoi novel of the yaoi novel types that I don't particularly like, which means the standard of writing or the standard of the translation is not engaging enough for me. It's not sophisticated enough. So maybe it's for a younger reader, or someone who doesn't necessarily require an author's voice and literary style to be present in the actual writing. Anyway, I'm almost finished because it's a really short book, but I still have been struggling with it. I'm at page 119, and I think there's only like 160. Let's see. 168 pages. So I've got like 50 pages to go. It is, as I said, first I've got like a wee mini sausage roll and a cup of tea, and I'm gonna try and get this finished, and then I'm gonna start some October reads to try and get some buzzword reads done. And I'll just take you along with what I'm doing. Some reading going on. Okay, so I finally finished Dark Walker. It was a chuffing slog. Oh my god, it was awful. I highly do not recommend this. It's awful. God, I hated it. What a oh my, honestly. Right, okay, so the story, for what it was, a guy has strange dreams and he's having sex with a guy in his dreams, and he meets a guy at school and it's him, and they go into their dreams together, and there's monsters and demons and like not much else happens, honestly. Then there's all this other stuff with the brother, and I can't even be bothered. I can't be bothered. I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm just going to tell you it's shit. Do not read it. What a waste of my time. I seriously was like, okay, it's only 10 more pages. Okay, 5 more pages. I'll just get it done. Like, it was so bad. Hikaru Yura, I don't know, what was she, 12 when she wrote this? Because it's so vapid. It's lacking all semblance of an actual story. It's awful. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it, guys. Don't read it. It's rubbish. But I have finished my tea and my sausage roll. Well, what a way to end. I should have read this yesterday, but what I did read instead, because I was like getting a bit distracted, I'll show you. I was like, right, okay, it's the last day of September. You should read this and then start October fresh. But then this happened. Extra number 3. I was like, oh, and I didn't even notice it on the 29th. I only noticed it yesterday on the 30th. And the very last extra for 1000 Autumns was put up, which was fantastic. I'm really happy. I'm really sad as well because it's been a whole long time for this extras and the end of the last 10-20 chapters to be actually translated by this lovely person called Y Superglue. Yep, Y Superglue if you want to go over. So she did chapter 91 all the way to chapter 128, and then she did all these extras. To be fair, when it comes to Shen Chao and Yang Mushu, they only actually have like one Papa scene, and it's kind of fade to black, which was disappointing. And then you get the morning after, which is super sweet. And then it ends, I don't know if I'm spoiling this, chapter, well, extra 13, with them kind of going, huh, I guess the world's gonna be in a bit of a mess. Yeah, I guess so. And I guess this is just the way that the world is. Yeah, I guess so. And there's not much else we can do about it, even though we've done plenty. Yeah, I guess this is just human nature to mess things up, even though we are almost like indestructible, fantastic fighters. We can't, we're the ones that don't rule the world. Other people do, politics. So, fancy going to see some interesting looking rocks? Yeah, let's go see some interesting looking rocks. And that's how it ends. Made me laugh so much because I was like, hold on, they're just going to go have a romantic journey to check out some rocks. And I think that's why I love Thousand Autumns so much. It's just like a buddy, these two guys, and the most of what the story is the two of them travelling around, having adventures together, and having to put up with other people's shit, and each other's shit. And now, like, at this point in the story, the very last, it's like, wow, humans are just a mess. Let's go check out some rocks together. Sure, okay. Like, oh, their relationship is so funny. Anyway, it was kind of sad, but also good, because it was like, it's finished, it's final. I'm really looking forward to, hopefully, fingers crossed, that we do get season 2, because, you know, China not really liking the BL thing, or effeminate men as they're saying it, so hopefully we will actually get a season 2 of Thousand Autumns, because it's great. And, Yang Wushi, Shen Chao, I love them so much. Which is like, from the sublime and slightly ridiculous, because, I mean, let's go look at rocks, I mean, brilliant, to the utter ridiculous. I hated this so much. I hated it. And I didn't feel so vehemently angry about it last night, but having to read it this morning to actually finish it, I'm annoyed. So it's almost midday. My video comes out today. I think it's the Buzzword Readathon one. So I'll put that on, and then I'll make a wee text, and I should probably do like a Instagram post now, because I'm on Instagram, and probably have some lunch. So that's what I'm going to do, and then hopefully read some actual good stuff. Let's read some good stuff. Okay, so that's it on. I'm just going to have my little video showing of my Buzzword TBR for October, the elements. If you haven't, go check it out. And then put a wee tweet out and maybe an Instagram post or something. But yeah, I'll probably read some of these things for the rest of the weekend. Although it does remind me about a video that I also watched, I'll show you in a second, that Shay Geeks Out did. Yesterday, I think. Yesterday. I'll show it to you. So yeah, I was watching Shay talking about some of her planned reads for this long weekend, and then coming up for air, and she started talking about this one. It's a Merman one, and then she said, oh, but it's male romance, and so she's probably not going to pick it up. And I was like, as soon as she said that, like, as a negative, I was like, that's a positive to me. I'm going to go check out. So I went over to Kindle, and it's on Kindle Unlimited, which means I can read it for free as part of my Kindle Unlimited. So I'm like, hey, I might just do that. That sounds good. I think that would be a good one to read, because it's air, and so it's part of the elements. So yeah, that was actually a recommendation that Shay gave me, even though she wasn't meaning to. So that might be something to read over the next couple of days. So I was going to go for a walk, because as you could tell earlier, it was really sunny, and now it's not. It's rainy. It's not very nice at all, and I'm feeling a little bit chilly, so I made some mushroom soup. I was planning on having it anyway, But, homemade mushroom soup. I know some people don't like mushroom soup, but it's not too bad. Oh, the rain is coming down now. And I also have one of these, which is not a sausage roll. It's a cheese and onion roll. And I'm not supposed to have cheese because lactose intolerant. But I bought one anyway. So, yeah, I might feel a bit ill later on, but never mind. I'm eating healthy. It's a nice mushroom soup. This was what I read last month for, like I was saying, for September. It was dark, so Groping in the Dark. And I read the synopsis and I was like, oh god, no, and it's Akabeko, so it's probably going to be like really depressing and violent, and it was. And then it was 3 volumes, so it wasn't even just 1 volume of depressing, like violent aggression. It was 3 full volumes. Yeah, no, I don't recommend Groping the Dark. It's not my kind of thing. But I will sit here and have some mushroom soup and maybe read something else on Futekia that is a bit lighter and hopefully a little bit more cheery for October and the elements. So I finished my soup and I had a wee quick read of The Smoke of Love's Sickness by Sawako. So at least I've got a smoke one done for October. And it was not good. It's only 1 chapter. It's like a short story. It's like one short story in like a collection of short stories type thing. But god, it was so dull. I don't know. Like maybe my standards are higher now. Maybe my tolerance for the chaff has just, you know, been reduced and reduced. Eroded. I have no more patience for things that aren't good enough. It's like, no more. I know what I like and I know what I don't, and I did not enjoy this. The Smoke of Love Sickness. I don't recommend it. It's a short little chapter, and it just seemed so old-fashioned, prosaic. It's like something you would get from the late 90s, early 2000s. It's like basically Dark Walker kind of standard. Ugh. No, I want something better. So I'm going to have a cup of tea and maybe a donut or something. And I think there's something I want to watch. Someone put up a YouTube video, like allotment gardening stuff, because I like plants too. And then I've got some things to do on the computer, and then I've got a phone call later on this evening. So I'm going to see how much stuff I can get done on the computer before this evening. But yeah, at least I've got one thing done. It was not good. So I was just finishing a few things on my computer and doing a bit of work, and then I realised, that it is the 1st today, which means Pampian is updated. It's now episode 62. This is by Hasten? Is that how you say it? Anyway, I just read it. It's good, it's okay. The plot is taking forever. I gotta say, I am really like, I need more. I need to like leave it a few months maybe, and then just like binge all of the chapters at the same time. But I can't help it. I want to see the side characters. I've never wanted side character stories more than I want side character stories with this one, and I'm not really getting it, so I will. I'll have to wait another 10 days for the next chapter. It is good, it's very fun, and the drawings are nice, so I am enjoying it. But still, I don't know, there's something. I'm needing more story. Okay, just check out that amazing roll. I really enjoy these rolls. They're salt and pepper rolls from Morrison's. I get them as a wee treat for myself every now and again. But these prawns are like spicy jalapeno or something, habanero or something. They've got chili in them, so they're going to be really spicy, but just with a little bit of a salad as well. A bit of chunky roll, which is good. And then as I'm having my dinner, I am going to be reading The Passions of Little Wet Mice. And the first chapter is Serpent of the Deep Waters. So that's perfect. So it definitely has the wet element. So I'm going to read this, and it's only 3 chapters, which is good. So I'm going to enjoy this. I did get a little bit sort of distracted. I had some work to do on my computer, and then I got a bit distracted by a video about Enneagram types, and oh dear, I know what kind I am. And also there was something up on Leshin that I've seen ages ago that I might actually end up just reading, even though, or at least the first bit, there's some free chapters, so I might read the free chapters after I've had something to eat. But, oh, doesn't this just look delicious? Yummy! So yeah, I'm gonna read a bit of Passions of Little Wet Mice. So I only had one thing that I really needed to do today, and that was at 6 in the evening, and it was to make a phone call for like a work thing. And as I said, I was like reading these little free chapters of this one. It's an Amigaverse story called Will You Marry Me? And it was super cute, and I was like, okay, 6 o'clock, make the phone call, but there was no answer, so I thought, okay, I'll just wait 15 minutes and I'll read another episode, another chapter. And then I phoned again at past, still no answer, and so I thought, oh, I'll just read some more. And then past, I phoned again, still no answer, and then I read some more. So I don't think the person is answering their phone. So the only thing I needed to do today, I haven't got done today, which makes me feel like I have not achieved anything, because I had to wait until 6 in the evening to do it anyway. But what I did read was super, super cute. Will You Marry Me? As an Amigaverse story. Not all Amigaverse stories I enjoy, but the cute ones and the sweet ones I generally do. And this was pretty cute and pretty sweet. And it played out exactly as I had thought it would. So it was a very pleasant way to spend my time not doing the one job that I needed to get done today. So hopefully I will actually get to speak to the person at some point. Just maybe not this evening. So I'll just read some more. It'll be fine. So I just finished reading Passions of Little Wet Mice by Rihara. This is just like 3 chapters, and I really enjoyed it. It was nice. I really like the art style. It's very pretty. So Rihara did another one, I think it's called Public Sex, which is supposed to be very smexy, and lots of people talked about it, but I've never read it, so I might just forego whatever the other one was and just go and read that one, just because the art style is lovely. I do really like the design of this front cover with the 2 in the foreground but in shadow. I really like that. It's nice. It's smart. I like it. And the 4 characters are quite interesting, although I don't see, I don't know, I think some things would have had to have happened before the very final scene could have actually taken place. But I did like Ryo. He's a wee cutie pie. So yeah, they were nice characters, they were fun, and it was a nice little short 3 chapter volume. So definitely worth reading to get your water elements out of the way if you're going to do the Buzzword Readathon. So this was a nice one. So yeah, I might read some more Rihara. So good morning. Good morning. I've had my coffee already. I am, yeah, it's the 2nd of October today, so more spooky stuff. I'm gonna, I think, get my October Halloweeny sort of decorations out, but I thought I would just update you on what I read. So I finished Passions of Little White Mice last night, and then I was like, I'm just gonna read this next one, which is Public Sex, which was interesting. It's only 6 chapters, so I know lots of people talked about it. I think there was some sort of Thirsty Thursday live stream, you know, when they have the discussion about it, so on the Thirsty Thursday pick at one point, and it is spicy, so there's some spiciness going on, but I did like that it started off just in the sort of same vein as many other stories that I've read in BL manga, but then there was like a little twist, and then there was another little twist, and then it ended with another little twist, and you're like, so what actually was going on there? Because but anyway, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Rihara's work is very pretty, and I did enjoy the smexiness as well. It just made it a much more interesting story, so I was quite impressed with that. I think if there was more Rihara, I would definitely want to read it. Next, I read Tyrant Boyfriend 6 Underground, the complete edition. So it comes up as, it's 13 chapters, but it's kind of like 2 volumes, and the volumes were written a fair few years apart, because as soon as I opened it, I was like, whoa, this artwork is old. And I looked at the date and it said at the end of the first chapter it was 2018, and I was like, definitely not. This is like from the 2000s, maybe early 2000s, so I had to check on manga updates. And it was 2007 that the first volume was written. It's an interesting one. It's not one I would recommend because it's in the same type of vein as a lot of stories, and there's actually quite a significant number of BL stories that involve people, a boy obviously usually, unwittingly getting involved in dangerous individuals' society. So whether it's things like prostitution or the Yakuza, mafia, if it's violent crime and aggression and gangs and basically this had everything. It had all of that. Host clubs and, you know, the nightlife, underground kabuki, you know, all these kind of weird kabukicho? I don't know, wherever that place is in Shinjuku, Shibuya, one of those. Anyway, it's like the person isn't always the smartest person, or they come from reduced circumstances anyway, and they unwittingly get kind of swept up in it. And in a way, this other one I read, Groping in the Dark, that was kind of like that too. So someone unwittingly gets involved in things that are kind of beyond their comprehension and control, and it's quite dangerous, and you've got that sense of anxiety and building tension. Anyway, this one was about a boy called Keigo and his kind of his life, but also how depressing it is and how awful his relationship is with this guy called Haiji, and he gets assaulted, and it is traumatic, and even his relationship with Haiji is traumatic. He's not really sure. I think that when he gets assaulted again, because he's gone through assault as a child, it's not nice. I mean, this is not an enjoyable read. It's not fluffy, it's not sweet. But then there's moments in it you're like, oh, and there's hopeful moments when you think he's getting on in life and he's making a change. And it does end in a fairly happy sort of way, but you're like, does he end up with the person who's actually going to be best for him? I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil it who he ends up with, because that's kind of supposed to be one of the things, like, will he go with him? Will he go with him? But, yeah, it was interesting because it's kind of an old-fashioned art style, and it's one of these old types where sexual assault is just something that happens, and it's like, whoa. But it's not like it's swept under the carpet. There's consequences. So, but, my god, Keigo needs therapy. He needs therapy. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's an interesting read, and it was more enjoyable than I had thought, and it was more enjoyable considering it's the type of story that I really dislike. And there's elements to it that I enjoy, and I have read so many stories like this, and some of them come out, you know, with me going, oh god, I hated that so much, I wish I didn't read it, it was just made me feel depressed. Whereas this one does end in a sort of more positive note, because Keigo does take control of his life and has more agency, and so I did actually like that. The fact it's called Tyrant Boyfriend is kind of, yeah, but also meh. So anyway, just as I was about to go to sleep, I thought, oh, hold on, there's a couple more chapters of Pink Heart Jam that I haven't read yet, and so I thought after Tyrant Boyfriend I would need a little amuse-bouche cleanse it, cleanse my palate before I go to sleep. And so, yeah, I actually ended up reading it right through until, I don't know, like midnight or something like that. So yeah, I enjoyed Pink Heart Jam, the last couple of chapters that I hadn't read. I think I'd read up to the end of chapter 4, and I thought, right, I'll reread chapter 4 and I'll read chapter 5 and chapter 6, so I'm up to date. And these two are just cute and sweet, and it is smexy, and I'm looking forward to wherever it goes, because I really love the character designs. I love how they interact with each other, and the fact that their burgeoning feelings are becoming stronger and stronger, and it's just nice. So I feel good because I have read the 3 that I was going to, so I kind of feel like I've done my buzzword in terms of the digital, and now I just need to do it in terms of the physical, except I'm going to go for a bit of a walk, and I was thinking while I'm going on my walk I can listen to an audiobook. And so for this I could read Hell and High Water by Charlie Cochet, if it's fancy it's Cochet. Because if I get it through, I could go for the credit, for my Audible credit, or I could get it through Kindle Unlimited and then only pay £3 something for the audiobook and save my credit for something else, you know, for something that's like full price. So I could have a wee listen to this while I go on a walk, and I think I might just do that. Then I'm going to come back and do maybe some filming and some other stuff for this channel. Maybe make a video up, I can't tell you all, but I will get my Halloween decorations out. I did spend the morning having breakfast and watching Books and Lala's video that she just put up. So that was an enjoyable morning. So I'm going to go get some exercise and some fresh air and have a wee read, or at least a listen, of the first wee bit of Hell and High Water.
During the Vietnam War, the use of lethal biological warfare led to the spread of the melanovirus, infecting millions worldwide and causing the deaths of hundreds of thousands. Although no country would take credit for releasing the virus, the world's top scientists came together to create a cure. The vaccine, known as Pampian 8,
So I've lit a candle and some incense. This is where I usually have my incense burning. So I have nice smells in my living room with some like autumnal decoration. So I can have my lunch, because I'm really glad I went walking when I did, because it's raining now. It's been raining for a wee while. I was upstairs filming some stuff for another video that hopefully will come out sometime in October. We shall see, we shall see. But I think it's time for some lunch, and I still have some mushroom soup. It's very autumnal. I'm feeling Like, I need to put the heating on and light some candles and get a nice comfy blanket out and read some more books. So I think I'll get something to eat and then see what I want to read now. So I just finished reading Rose of the Rhine. This is by Megumi Minami. And just look at that artwork on the front. Isn't it gorgeous? So nice. Really, really lovely. And on the back as well, there's this nice, like, dragon with, I'm guessing that's Hilda? What's his name? What's the character called? I should put it in the back. There's Dietrich anyway, and Hildebrand, that's it. Anyway, this is about Dietrich and Hildebrand. They are the two main characters in this. And it's like a retelling of the saga of Dietrich. And the author, Megumi Minami's love of these sagas and these stories. And it is comedic. It's very funny and very silly. If I can find my favourite bit is when they're fighting a dragon. And it's just daft. There's no real story to this. It's not very coherent. Here it is. But this is like the funniest. Look at that little dragon in the background. And see that wee person as well? I don't know. Can you see it? Woo! Wah! Pin. Here is up here being a little bit more aggressive, and there he is. So they're having a fight. Look at that dragon. Look at that dragon's face. It's so funny. There we go. There we go. And then just there. Pim. Wah. Anyway, that was my favourite panel in the whole thing. There is a one-shot story at the back that's a Yakuza story. Blah. Ugh. And then a big long story about the sagas and the mangaka's love of the sagas and what she has to say about them. The fact that Bern is in Italy, modern day Verona, but still part of the German Empire. So yeah, it was an interesting one that I had put off reading for quite some time just because. But I do not recommend it. It's not good. I laughed, but I was bored a lot of the time, I have to say. The drawings on the front cover, though, are gorgeous. The drawings on the inside, not so much. Can't really recommend. Do not recommend. Which is a shame because, you know, bits of it are interesting and entertaining, but overall, no, this is not one. But I'm glad I've got one done for Water, and it's an actual manga, physical. I'll see what other physicals. Maybe The Spiral of Sand? That seems like that would be a good one to read, I think. So maybe some sand next. So I just finished watching, what was it, episode 9 of season 3, the final season. It's empty now. Let's see. There we go. With my cookies as well. And I think I'm going to go on to The Spiral of Sand. Now that I've actually had a wee look at it, I'm not sure if it's going to be any good. But I'm gonna read it anyway. So let's give this a wee try. So I just decided to take this up to bed and have a wee read in my bed. It didn't take me long at all. It was really quick, which might say something about the quality of the story. It's very stupid. And I got about halfway through and I just thought, I'm so annoyed with all of these vapid surface stories that have no soul, and I'm getting too old for this shit, you know? But then I read it, and I read it to the end, and I was like, that was actually quite fun. It was so stupid. There was no comedy. That's the thing. Like, if something is vapid, but it's humorous, then I can kind of, like, see that there's a point. Like, Rose of the Rhine. That was kind of stupid, but the author was having a lot of fun. And the jokes weren't like, ha-ha. They were more like a single ha. You know, like when you come across a joke and you're like, ha. And it's just one ha. So that was kind of the level of Rose of the Rhine. But there was no has, no ha-has in the Spiral of Sand. basically, I mean, it said that there was a twisted tale of unrequited love, revenge-fueled desire, and a near-fatal attraction. But the actual thing that says, here it is. Forensic specialist Haruka has a brand new co-worker who seems eerily familiar, right down to the jagged scar. So, basically, this guy here is Ryo. And this guy here is... oh god, what was his name? Homura. And this is Haruka. And I don't want to spoil it because I don't know if you've read it, then you know. Like, it's a wild ride, actually. It starts off as a really dumb one, really stupid, and kind of boring. And then you're like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, is this? And you think it might be a bit incestuous. And there's always that sort of underlying incestuousness. And by the end of it, you can 100% tell that the author started writing this and didn't actually have a game plan. Like, she obviously had to go through a fair few write-ups when she'd be like, okay, so here's the storyboard for the next chapter. And then the editor would say, oh, you can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. And she'd be like, oh, damn, I don't know what I'm doing then. And she would just have to, like, make it up. And it was pretty obvious that this was one of those, like, oh, am I going to get to do another chapter? Oh, well, I hadn't really thought about which way the story was going. Like, and she even says herself, so at the back there was this really great, I do enjoy reading the little bits at the end. So she says her name is Yuna Aoi. This is the best little paragraph. I have a feeling that all of you know, but this is actually a pseudonym. And I have another pen name. I decided to change my pen name since some of my relatives found out my other one. Which just makes me think, because she wanted to write more hardcore stories, but she couldn't use that pen name anymore. So I was like, oh, what? I mean, I obviously know her artwork, so obviously it's something that I have. And I do have some other Yuna Aoi ones, but she is also the author of Jazz, which is like a big one, that 4-volume one, which I haven't actually read, by the way. Like, I think I might have read, but I don't think I read, you know? Anyway, Spiral of Sand had nothing to do with sand. Like, I don't even know why it's called Spiral of Sand. This makes no sense. Anyway, it's a very weird sort of family... It's all family connected. There's like weird family things. So it is a bit incestuous, and she talks about the whole incestuous thing. How she keeps writing these incestuous stories, and then people are like, yeah, but they aren't actually brothers, you know? She's like, oh, but he's from this and he's from that. And they're like, yeah, so technically they are actually related by blood. She'd be like, oh, damn it. So these two guys have some history, but he is the main character and he has no idea what's going on. He just pitches up at his sister's wedding to his best friend, Ryo, this dude, who has some issues that he really should have been dealing with for a long time. And I don't think I liked the way it ended. I think I liked the way it ended for these two. I definitely did not like the way it ended for him. Not because he's a good guy and he deserves it, because he's a bad guy and he deserves like a lot. And basically not even for him, it's for his sister. Or his sister? Anyway, that's a bit of a giveaway. Hint, it's confusing about family. Anyway, because this was a really fast read, I was just going to read this and go to sleep, but it's probably not even that late. I think it's only like 9? Yeah, it's only 9:15. Went early to bed. But I just thought I would show. I also have, like, I've got some Halloween lights up and my plant on the thing. Anyway, I just thought I would show you that I have Dick Fight Island here, and I might just give this a wee read because it's only 9:15, and I'm gonna have to try and take this plastic off. Plastic's quite difficult to take off. Is it just me with my old feeble hands? I should probably go to sleep. But I will read Dick Fight Island first. I'll maybe tell you about what I think. Or I might just tell you in the morning. Wish me luck! Good morning! It is a Sunday morning, so that's the 3rd of October. I can't believe it's the 3rd already. I kind of feel like the church bells near me are going to ring soon, so if you hear some clanging, it's just that. But look at this amazing donut! I've got a donut. It's not that early. I've already been up for a wee while doing some stuff, but I do have a coffee. This is like my 11s. So I'm having 11s, and I thought I would tell you about Dick Fight Island while I'm here. So yeah, I read it. It was a really, really quick read. That was like no time at all. And I ended up reading something afterwards just to lull me into sleep because it was a bit boring. It was that Coming Up for Air one. I haven't finished it yet. I've read a bit of it. I will continue to read it, see if I can get it finished maybe today or tomorrow. Not that I'm really enjoying it. This, however, I did enjoy, but in a sort of, yeah, that was fun. And I laughed, and it was very silly. It's quite explicit, so if you're under 18, no, mature. So, I loved all the little characters. Like, when I first saw this, I was like, I'm never going to remember all of these. And I don't actually remember all their names. I just remember their character designs. And that's kind of what it is. It's like Ikirebun, just having fun with designing cool characters and making them do stuff. I did Chief Lolo, is that? I at least remember his name. And the main character, nope, it's gone, can't remember. But it is lovely. Inside there's a nice colour image as well. He doesn't win in the end anyway. Is that spoiled? It's basically, if you don't know already, oh gosh, how to describe this? It's a battle manga, but BL. And you know what? We need more of these, because I would like to be able to read every genre of manga within a BL setting. So it's always good to have more battle mangas that are also BL. Anyway, all the characters just look fabulous. I do enjoy them a lot. It is very sexually explicit, as I said. And I think there might be a second volume. Is that the case? Because otherwise, why would you have a 1? So yeah, I did enjoy it, but this might be controversial, but it was fun, and it was easy, and it was okay. Like, a lot of people have gone on about how fantastic this is. But for me, I'm like, this was what I'm talking about. You know, if it's going to be stupid and vapid, it has to also be funny and or smexy. And this one's both. So this one, you know, ticks the box of you're going to be able to read this and then, you know, forget about it the next day. Literally, can I remember the names of the characters? No, except for this guy. Because you know he wants to top him. It's funny. No, I can't actually remember all of the characters' names. No, and I literally just read it last night. I can't even remember the name of the main character. I just know that his flatmate is a cutie pie. Anyway, I enjoyed it, and I liked the chiefs. My favourite, if you read this, you'll know what I'm talking about. The chiefs, who were the main chiefs. But I liked the chief who at the end, I wonder if I can find it. No, I don't want to show you. I don't want to show you. You have to have a look. Anyway, the facial hair, getting rid of the facial hair at the end was funny. I liked that a lot. But yeah, Dick Fight Island. I kind of want to just say, like, if I was giving it, it's not 5 stars, but it is like a really good solid read. It's kind of like BL junk food. It's like BL junk food, you know, like you're really enjoying it, it's tasty whilst you're eating it, really, really great, you're consuming it and having a good time, and then, you know, a couple of hours later, you're like, what was it that I ate again? I knew it was kind of tasty, but what was it about? And then you've forgotten about it, and then, like, you know, an hour or so later, you're actually like, I kind of feel like I need something else, something more substantial, something more involved, something with vegetables. You know? So yeah, Dickfight Island is the fast food of BL. But you know what? Every once in a while, a little treat, a wee fast food treat is fine. But it's not something that my old body can take too much of. I have to be more discerning about what I consume. Just because, like, I'll eat it and be like, alright, and I'll forget. So yeah, Dickfight Island I enjoyed. It was fun, and that's what it was supposed to be. So yeah, make that of what you will, I guess, in terms of a review. If you get the chance to buy it, yeah, buy it. You know, get Sublime those monies, you know? Dickfight Island, you want to go into a store and buy it and be like, yeah, here's what I'm after? Yes! Make eye contact with the person on the other side of the till. You do that, you know? Stare them down, because I think we need more of this kind of fun playfulness in the world. And yeah, it was worth having. So yeah, Dickfight Island is a good one and a new one, and I'm happy I got to read it, and I'm happy I got to purchase it for a good price too. So I thought I might read the next one, which is Canis, Dear Mr. Rain, just because it's another single one. Can you tell I'm putting off can you tell I'm putting off the longer series? Can you tell that I'm like, Love is Like a Hurricane and Earthian are just too they're a little bit intimidating, is all I'm saying. But even this Canis is quite thick, and I think there might be a lot of story to it, so I'm going to enjoy my coffee and a donut. The weather's quite nice, so I might go out for a walk again and see if I can have another listen to the audiobook, Hell and High Water, and see what I think of that as well. So I'll catch you in a wee bit. So it is now dinner time, and I've made, I think, a really nice dinner. I've got some turkey meat there, roasted potato and beetroot. I've also got some cabbage and a little side salad as well. So lots of vegetables, which should be good. I have not made any progress with Canis, and also I haven't made any progress with my audiobook. I got very distracted by another title on Audible. I think I'm just going to revert back. So I think I've kind of read myself out, which is probably a good time to end this. I will finish Canis, and I will do Earthian, and I will do them all, but maybe you'll see them in another vlog, or maybe I'll just talk about them at the end of October. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I am too distracted by the Forbidden Desires. I'm going to have to talk about it, so I might have to make a video just on me talking about Lynn Van Dorn and then the Virginia Kelly Piper Scott Forbidden Desire series, because it's just so much fun. Michael Fariello's voice is just too much. So yeah, I did start listening to the audiobook of Hell and High Water, and then I was like, nah, it's okay, but I want to listen to something I really enjoy and I've listened to before. So I think I'm reverting back to things, mood reading rather than, yeah. And it is Sunday, it's like the end of the weekend for me. I've got to get back to do some other things, so I think this is the time to end my vlog. So hopefully I will get this finished, but I'll keep everyone posted in terms of what I'm doing next. Hopefully. So yeah, thanks for coming with me in this little mini vlog on trying to read some buzzword reads for the month of October. It's been a while since I did one of these, so hopefully it's okay. It's not too long. I have to edit it. Hopefully it'll come up at some point in the next week. So thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video. Take care, everyone. Remember, every day is a BL day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!